This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the things that make men look super desperate. You want to be cool, collected, confident, and smooth, even if inside you're unsure of every move you're making. When it feels like you're flailing around, all limbs going in the wrong direction, it's the time to stop and take a few lessons. You're going to hurt yourself and your dating potential if you don't check yourself. What could you possibly be doing that screams desperation? Here are the things that make men look super desperate. He is always available. Who doesn't like a present man? Someone you can't count on to be there when the need arises. The best of us do, and being aware of this information, desperate guys often milk it for all it's worth. You start as your regular Mr. Nice Guy, always somewhere around the corner, ready to swoop in and save the day if the damsel asks. He has no problems canceling plans for you or making decisions that impact his own life just to indebt you to himself. He insists on helping you out with apparently no strings attached, but he's low-key doing it to sway you or remain around you. Whatever you say goes. Granted, by nature, there are many people with a high threshold for BS, but even they have their limits. Guys motivated by desperation are like actors. Their entire interaction with the person they want follows a script. They can suppress the real emotions around you if showing how they're genuinely feeling means falling out of your good graces. This is such a toxic behavior because how long do you have to think of yourself to be willing to accept anything and everything to maintain a relationship with someone? Before we move on to the next one, make sure to like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now because if you don't, you're not going to have the thing you want and you'll feel super desperate about it. He has low self-esteem. Men who suffer from low confidence are more likely to be desperate than those who don't. The latter will do anything to please you or any other lady he thinks he has a chance with because he somehow convinced himself he won't get that many. Where a mentally healthy person might choose himself and walk away if treated poorly, studies show someone with low self-esteem might encourage people to continue. So, if your boyfriend is socially withdrawn, apologizes for living, or is overly sensitive to criticism, his desperation may be born of low self-image. Mr. Texts a lot. One reason dating can be so tricky is you never know the kind of personality you end up with. Where some people, or even you in previous relationships, complain of not getting enough of their boyfriend's attention, somewhat less of theirs. If you date a desperate guy, you're more likely to end up in the former latter category than the former. You suddenly become the center of his world with whom he can't go long moments without staying in contact. Whenever life gets in the way of him being physically near you, it would still be like he never left because he keeps popping up on your phone to check in. This can quickly become irritating, especially when the attention isn't welcome. Can be quite clingy. As you may have managed to piece together given the previous point, desperate men are as clingy as they come. They're even worse than immature girls are stereotyped to be when they start dating. This is why they text continuously until you reply or call at inappropriate hours just to say hi. It's why most people prefer to stay clear of people like that because getting to a relationship with them is like willingly agreeing to take on their emotional dependence. Will do virtually anything to get a chance with you. Every girl, straight or not, has been hit on by a dude who wouldn't take not interested as an answer. We handle rejection differently, of course, so some people get salty and say mean things, while some try to keep their cool and convince you to consider them. From begging to stalking to blackmail and even fighting other people, you name all the things a self-respecting person wouldn't do to get a girl and wouldn't put them past a truly desperate guy. Tends to move too fast if you date. You know this guy, acts like you're his one true soulmate after the first date, says I love you or plays around with the idea of you two moving in together on the second. And by the third date, he's actively trying to convince you to see those things happening that soon. Talking about would it be so crazy? From experience, this lot can be quite the sweet talkers too, so you should be prepared to hold your own in such situations. The sad part is that they can never quite keep up the energy, so odds are you'll regret it if you trust them enough to go along with their rashness. make long-term decisions impulsively. Desperation is marked by impetuousness and thus can be easy to spot when feelings and sentiments don't cloud your mind. A desperate man who wants a relationship with you may not bother himself about genuine concerns like potential red flags or getting to know each other more. He just wants to jump right into it for that immediate gratification without sparing much thought for the future. Their need to get to the good part right away affects more than just their love life. You can see it in their daily interactions as well. He may also take significant life steps without considering all his options. Drowns you in gifts as soon as you meet. Again, a desperate man wouldn't spare any resource at his disposal to get a chance with you. If you meet one whose love language is gifting or who is financially buoyant enough to afford more than he needs, he might put his wealth where his mouth is. These are the kind of men who ask you to send your bank details as soon as you meet or sends a gift your way every time you part. While he may just genuinely be a generous person, one may be inclined to think he's trying to buy your affection because he can't get it in any other way. The bar is on the ground for his standards. A desperate man doesn't do all he does with you because you are the only one of your kind, unless he's personally obsessed with you. But if his desperation is fueled by getting laid or not being alone, he'd simp for anything in a skirt if he gets the chance. You may have encountered one of those in high school because boys practically have no standards in those hormonal teenage years. Ditto, overeager college dudes looking to attach to some hot babes to feel cool. So, when they move to you, they come all in, a peacock in their little way to try and impress you. And if it doesn't work, they move to the next one, better or worse, and practically rinse and repeats. He plays the pity card. Emotional blackmail isn't beyond an average desperate Joe. Unlike those who are all up in your face, begging or analyzing why you should date them, this guy is systematic. He'd never directly ask you for anything, but he'd always have a touching story to tell. Women who are soft with a sprinkle of savior complex fall victim to men like this even more because every interaction with them moves to ask what's wrong. The idea is to get you so moved by their pathetic life that you offer what they want to them on a platter if it helps them feel a little better. This is a low low. But remember, standards practically leave the chat when desperate joins. Some of the classic signs that a person is desperate may include perpetual availability, not respecting your space, neediness, and low self-esteem. Being clingy or too needy can also be a sign. So, do you know someone that has these signs of being desperate? Would you even tell them about it? Let's know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.